$500, and look at the rally that happened to Nvidia from 500 all the way to near the $1,000, 260% increase in revenue. 6th of May, we got a new bullish signal coming out. Prices has started to push up. Nvidia, NVDA, one of the hottest stock in the US market that is a play on the entire AI space. How is it doing right now that it has breached a very key resistance level? Hey guys, Joey here, top tier myself, trader in Phillips Securities, and in this video, I'll be diving into the charts of Nvidia and what has happened for Nvidia over the past few weeks. What are some of the news that's affected the prices, pushing to a new multi-year high. And I'm sure some of you have heard about this stock split, the 10-for-1 stock split that's coming up real soon, right? So the question that I get asked a lot is, should we buy before the stock split or after the stock split? So if you want to find out, go to watch this video all the way to the end. I'll share this answer together with what it says right now and what should you be doing. Let's go. So Nvidia is undergoing a 10-for-1 stock split, right? Taking advantage of a strong opening to the year, all right, with this announcement. So this is pretty much an AI play, and the company has announced very strong quarterly earnings just more than a week back. So you can see right over here, the company report 260% increase in revenue compared to the first quarter in 2023 last year, 260%, while data center revenue jumped by 427% from last year to 22.6 billion. So very strong results coming in from Nvidia, and that's the reason why we are seeing it pushing and breaking to a new high. So this spike in prices or in revenue, right, is fueled by what we call strong demand for generative AI trading. Basically, Nvidia is a play on the entire space, and it supplies many of those GPU, graphic processing units, to many of those companies like Microsoft that is customers of Nvidia, right? And there's huge demand that Nvidia actually has to choose who it actually supplies its chip to, because there's just more demand than supply. So Jensen Huang, the CEO of Nvidia and founder, right, have mentioned that the next industrial revolution has begun. So Nvidia stock was split after the close of trading on the 7th of June, which is like on Friday, all right? And what happens is that when do investors need to hold Nvidia stock to have it split? Well, you have to hold the stock by the end of regular trading on June 6th for the shares to be split. So basically, Nvidia will begin trading on a split adjusted basis on the 10th of June. So what is this stock split about? Why does Nvidia want to do a stock split? So basically, for a stock split, it's a 10-for-1 stock split. It's a way, so it does nothing fundamentally to the stock. The company still runs as per normal, but what happens is that after the stock split, right, the price of the stock will be adjusted downwards by 10 times. So let's assume that the price now is about $1,000. After the stock split date, it'll be 1,000 divided by 10, it'll be about $100. That's how a stock split works. So why does a company want to do stock split? Well, it is a way to make prices more affordable, all right, and to cater to what we call like retail traders. But essentially, the market value of the portfolio that you have remains the same. Why? Because the number of shares that you have after the stock split will go up by 10 times as well. So the price goes down by 10 times, and the number of shares that you have go up by 10 times. So in terms of the market value of the portfolio that you're holding for Nvidia shares, it remains the same. So Nvidia has actually done a stock split just about 3 years back in 2021, and they did what we call a 4-for-1 stock split. So then the price was about $600, so prices went down by about 4 times. So 600 divided by 4, it went down to about $150. Then in 2021, after the stock split, of course, it has since pushed up and up and up all the way to like more than $1,000 now. All right, so this is Nvidia at 1,105. So you can see that over the past 3 months, of course, before the stock split right now, over the past 3 months, we have traded in this range right over here from about 750 all the way to close to the $1,000. Look at this, right? So we're just pretty much consolidating right over here from about 750 to 1,000. So I did a video as well on YouTube and shared with some of my mentees as well that $1,000 was a very critical psychological level, because when you look back for Nvidia just somewhere in June last year all the way to December, you could see that we were actually consolidating as well. Right over here, it was consolidating at this level right here from about $400 all the way to that $500. It was like swinging up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and finally pump, right? It broke the $500 and look at the rally that happened to Nvidia from 500 all the way to near the $1,000 in just about 1 over month plus, right? So that was a very strong consolidation for 6 months before we finally broke out. And right now for Nvidia, it seems like it is doing that again. It has broken out of this 1,000 psychological resistance level, right? So should you actually buy, right now before the stock split, or wait until price has adjusted downwards by about 10 times to maybe 100 over dollars? So you can see, right, now the price is 1,105. So let's assume that prices remain the same from now all the way to the exit of the stock split, and it starts trading on the 10th of June on the split adjusted basis, right? So $1,100 would be $110 when it starts trading after the split. So should you buy when it's $110, or should you actually buy right now? Well, I would say that it really doesn't matter. I mean, if you want to get in right now, it means that you want to get in before more upside actually happen. Because if you actually buy right now, then after the stock split, the number of shares you have will also be 10 times more. So it is pretty much the same, I would say, right? So the main thing is that, do you think it can go higher, all right, before the stock split? If you think it's yes, then there is a potential to get in early, even before the stock split. So let's assume that right now we are seeing a little bit of target resistance, maybe at about the 1,200 level. You can see, right, I think over the past 1 week, it seems like that's where some selling is actually happening, near the 1,200. So after the split, right, 1,200 will be about $120. So let's take a look at the trend for Nvidia in the longer term. So we can look at what we call the moving averages. So this is the 100 days moving average, the red line, and the blue line is the 200 days moving average. So you can see, right, this red line has been above the blue line. Both of them have been pointing up since like the beginning of last year, right over here. So the red went above the blue, is what we call a bullish crossover. So it's a pretty good uptrend in the longer term, and also in the short term, right? We saw it break the 500, and the 20 days moving average line actually started to slope up very aggressively all the way up until we started to see that consolidation over the past 2 to 3 months. But right now you can see, guys, that the 20 days moving average line has started to slope up right now, right? So it looks pretty good right now, especially 1,000 would be a resistance that we have broken up above. It would now be a new support level. So if you look at it, right, before the stock split, right, assuming that there's no stock split, right, I would say that 1,000 is a very, very strong support. If we can stay above the $1,000, Nvidia is still good to go. There's still a lot of upside potential. And of course, what happens after the split is that now $100 will be the support level, and if it stays above the $100, I think that this gives it a lot more upside for it to go to maybe $120, $150 after the stock split. So let's take a look at what NVDA says on my 1GT system. So I have a system called 1GT, One Good Trend, which alerts us on stocks like this and also guides us on entry and exit. So you can see this is Nvidia, and since like last year, you can see that we had a couple of bullish signals. You can see green arrow pointing up when it was like about 400 to 500. And as I mentioned, right, when we broke the 500 resistance right over here, we started to have this bullish signal that led it all the way up. Another bullish signal went even higher until around the $1,000. And that's where we saw a couple of exits, maybe even a bearish signal is slowed down a little bit. But let's just zoom into, most recently. So somewhere over here on the 6th of May, right, 6th of May, we got a new bullish signal coming out. It started to consolidate a little bit, and you can see prices has started to push up. So it looks pretty strong, as I mentioned, right? We have got a bullish signal. It broke a very key resistance, the $1,000, and after stock split, prices would adjust downwards. But if it stays above the $100 still, I think it still looks pretty bullish. So if you have not yet got in previously and you're afraid that till the stock split date, right, prices will have gone up even higher, well, then you can lock in some positions first, slightly higher price, you buy fewer shares, and after the stock split, after prices have adjusted downwards, whereby it's cheaper or much more affordable, that's where you can get in a little bit more. Of course, in terms of the number of shares you buy, it will be much more for that same contract value that you are going to buy. Alright, so this is Nvidia. I hope you have a better idea of what to do right now. What are some of the key levels for Nvidia? So far so good. Alright, it looks like a pretty good uptrend, strong results, earnings, fundamentally strong. It's a play on the entire AI space right now. I would say the strongest stock in the entire AI sector, and this is definitely one stock that you want to have in your portfolio, like what we have shared since last year. So guys, if you like this video, go ahead and give me a like, smash the subscribe button, hit the follow button so that you will not miss out on any videos like this, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Take care.